we are doing it over the video, the inconvenience tax. The area we decided to go on to is the Fair Tax Act, and this is Steve explaining what it is.
Here's a little background. The Fair Tax Act, which is H.R. 25S13, was the last examined in 2011. That is the legislation that was purposed for the federal government to stop collecting many different types of income tax, which includes personal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, capital gains, self-employment, estate tax, and also alternative minimum tax. Our founding fathers went to war with England in large part to get away from the stifling tax system, which we are also now currently facing. The U.S. of A. is supposed to be a free country with little government interference. It is estimated that the cost of Americans complying with our incredibly complex tax system is over $200 billion per year. And it costs up to 7 billion hours of time for processing. The current federal tax system is clearly broken, unfair, overcomplex, and almost impossible for most Americans to understand. But there is a reasonable bipartisan alternative that is both fair and easy to understand. This system allows for us to keep your whole paycheck and only pay taxes on what you spend. Skeptics also question whether it would be possible to sweep away the current tax system, protected by its special interests and powerful members of Congress. But supporters of the fair tax say that enough people rise up, even Washington couldn't resist a second tax revolution. And part of this is a prebate, which is an annual consumption allowance, which is being offered in the fair tax. It's designed in part to relieve poverty, level Americans by providing a monthly check that would essentially offset all their sales tax expenditures. The amount of allowance would be based on the poverty level guidelines and would increase for larger families. In other words, two-parent billionaire households with 2 kids could receive the same monthly prebate as a two-parent, two-child household struggling $20,000 per year. The prebate is geared towards poorer families, but everyone would receive a monthly check regardless of income. And now Kevin with the pros.
I'm Kevin. I got a few positives about the fair tax I'll tell you about. One of the positives is that it would do away with Social Security, Medicare, Obamacare, and all the other government spendings that put the federal budget on an unsustainable path. So we try to do something new before America is totally bankrupt. Another one would be helping investments. Capital gains tax would be eliminated. Individuals who could afford to invest will enjoy the tax-free compound growth. And a third positive to this would be the benefits for the businesses. It would get rid of double taxation, payroll, and taxes on capitals and investments. It would allow prices to drop due to increase in power and lower production costs. And the last pro I'll tell you about to this is eliminating tax administration and filing. As simply put, you no longer need to file taxes and the IRS would close up shop.
Some of the cons related to the fair tax is that it tends to penalize the lower income earners. Higher income earners, they won't have it, or the higher income earners, once they make money, they're usually investing it. So by getting rid of the complex IRS code right now, you're getting rid of all their deductions and the tax that they would normally be imposed on their dividends that they get. So the lower income earners will potentially bear the burden of this tax. It could also raise the potential for tax evasion. The bartering system that was once used way back in the day, it could be brought back. People will avoid cash changing hands. Also, another argument to it is the prices for items could actually increase for the sheer fact that companies, when they sell the raw materials, it will also be getting taxed on that sale to the other companies. So it has the potential to also increase prices. This will also make state taxation a little bit more complicated. This Fair Tax Act solely relates to the federal income tax. So the state tax will still usually probably will tax your income and your payroll and everything else. So it'll put a bigger burden on the state tax. And I guess we'll go to Don to finish this up.
Alright, so we all can agree that our tax system is complex and hard to understand, and this is just one area that the government is looking into to simplify that problem. This is Group 6.
Just go, keep on going.